Undefeated and high-scoring, the Orlando Rage attack with passion and abandon. Selfless and committed, it seems this rage will never end. Leader Jeff Brohm wills his explosive offense to the end zone, leading the league in scoring. Last week, a gritty and courageous Brohm hung in and delivered another TD pass, knowing he was going to get drilled. After surviving one of the most vicious hits ever, Jeff returned looking for more. And that's the way it's gone for this Rage. At the right place, at the right time, someone steps up with a money play. The Orlando Rage is 5-0 and is the class of the league. But tonight, they face their stiffest challenge yet.
Please welcome your Orlando Rage.
From the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida, Week 6 of the XFL, featuring the 3-2 Las Vegas Outlaws and the undefeated Orlando Rage. The Orlando Rage are led by quarterback Jeff Brohm, 7 TD passes, one of the XFL's first stars. Amazingly, he'll start tonight after a punishing shot that knocked him out.
Oh, Jeff! Jeff Brohm paid the price for that one.
My first reaction was I was shocked, stunned, dazed, confused, was kind of, in another state of mind.
I saw his head one way and his body, and I'm like, oh, goodness.
His nose was out the side of his ear hole, and I was like, man.
And his helmet was halfway off his head, and he was just laying there. I don't know if he was breathing or not.
The concern is for quarterback Jeff Brohm.
So then they had to take him to the hospital to get the x-rays, and once those came out okay, then I was able to come back to the field with a neck brace on.
For a guy to take a hit like that and then come back on the sideline and cheer his team on, that really was touching. I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it.
Jeff Brohm, how in the world are you starting this game tonight after taking that hit just 6 days ago?
Well, let me answer that question by asking you 2 questions. One, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. 2, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Checking the standings in the Western Division of the XFL. Las Vegas on top of a crowded house at 3-2. Everybody within striking range. A different story in the East, where Orlando is 5-0. Birmingham, New York, and Chicago trail. And welcome again to the Citrus Bowl. Matt Vasgersian along with you. This is indeed a matchup between 2 of the best in the XFL. The Orlando Rage at 5-0, best statistical team offensively in the XFL, yet somehow they feel like they haven't gotten the respect they deserve. Tonight is their opportunity to pay it off in front of a big national television audience. Their job will be made difficult, however, by a stingy Las Vegas defense, and I welcome Jesse Ventura to the telecast. This Vegas defense is pretty legit.
This Vegas defense is outstanding. They currently only allow 7 points per game, which is the best in the XFL. But on the flip side, the Orlando Rage offense is scoring over 25 points a game. So we've got the classic battle of a great defense against an extremely good offense.
Jeff Brohm is out there to lead that extremely good offense, but a tough front 7 will make it difficult for Brohm as we welcome Mike Adamley to the telecast. The Las Vegas front, the guys in the box, very good team.
They are very athletic, Matt, very active. They are always in the attack mode. They lead the XFL in sacks with 20. They blitz on almost every down. They saw that hit that Shante Carver laid on Jeff last week. They're going to bring the heat again tonight. They want to see if Jeff is gun shy or not. But say this about Orlando's quarterback. He's a tough guy. He's resourceful. If you try to lay the big hit on him, he's going to break your heart and scramble for a touchdown like he did in Week 3 to beat New York, New Jersey.
Well, regardless of who's in the booth or how many of us there are, moments ago, a tradition in the XFL. To start these games, they start with a scramble for the ball. And moments ago, the scramble went off. It was Scott Cloman scrambling for Orlando. Vegas won the ball with Chris Chikuma, a guy who had not scrambled before tonight. So he's 1-0 in his career as a scrambler, as the Las Vegas team will receive to start the night tonight. Well, those of you who thought we might have sold out a few weeks ago and hit rock bottom were wrong. To help us get there completely, let's check in with Fred Rogan.
Some have called it an unprecedented television event. Others have called it a desperate ploy to increase sagging ratings. In any event, XFL founder, chairman, and noted racketeer, noted raconteur, Vince McMahon has ordered a camera into the locker room of the Orlando Rage cheerleaders at halftime to capture the essence of whatever it is they do. Bev, how do you feel about a camera being in your locker room?
I think it's great. They bring the cameras in the players' locker rooms. It's time they brought them into the cheerleaders' locker rooms. We get in there, we just get comfortable, and we want to take off some. Don't tell them about that. Well, I guess you'll have to see.
An anxious nation awaits.
Hey, Fred, hang on a second here. What I would like is, I would like to introduce all of you ladies to the one man that's going to be privileged enough to walk into your locker room with a camera. And here he is. His name is Bruno. Say hi to the girls, Bruno.
Hi, girls.
Have fun.
All right, we'll be checking in with Bruno a little later on. For now, it's football as Jay Taylor gets ready to kick for the 5-0 undefeated Orlando Rage. A big crowd in the Citrus Bowl tonight. Orlando is one of the best attendance cities in the XFL, and they are here to witness a dandy tonight in a possible matchup of the big game at the end. Taylor's kick is up in the air. Chris Chikuma's there to receive along with Yo Murphy, the newest Las Vegas Outlaw. Yo Murphy up across the 20 and taken down at the 22. A bit of a quarterback controversy this week as Ryan Clement is back and will make the start after being knocked out in week 2 of the XFL season. Clement hasn't been able to go. He gets the nod tonight over his backup, Mark Grieve.
You know, I got to agree, though, with the head coach. You don't replace a quarterback because he's been hurt. When he's healthy, you get him back in there.
Jeff Brohm said he did not want to use Clement at anything less than about 90-95% after the dislocated shoulder in week 2, and we've got some early yips, a flag on the first play from scrimmage.
They can't. God damn it! Get a huddle!
All right. Okay. Here we go. Deuce left, zoom, 97 slant on 1. Right?
As if the shoulder situation wasn't bad enough for Clement before the game tonight, he jammed his little finger on his throwing hand. They're going to try to establish the run like that all night. He hate me. Rod Smart up the middle for a gain of 4.
Deuce right, 17 Sally. Here we go. Deuce right, 17 Sally on 1. Right.
Second and 10 as they're back to the original line of scrimmage. The hand again to Rod Smart up the middle for a few more this time before he's met head on by James Burgess and Omar Brown. Rod Smart's been getting the gears going of late. Look at how well he's gone after starting slow, just 92 yards in the first
Well,
game.
that also may be attributed to the loss of Ryan Clement at quarterback, because you lose your starting quarterback, you're going to have to switch to the running game a little more, right, Mike?
Jim Kreiner said the more reps we give Rod Smart, the better our chances of winning a football game are. And he's right about that. 122 yards last week in that loss to Chicago.
Third and short for the Outlaws. Clement on the run. His first pass is completed. It's a first down for Vegas. Nakia Jenkins on the grab.
He doesn't look rusty tonight. Ryan Clement. One of the other reasons he wanted to get back, he saw the potential that Mark Green had. Mark was a little rusty. He threw a couple of picks last week.
Right, 7 waggle snake, first down. Ready.
But he realizes that if he doesn't do the job tonight, Kreiner not afraid to pull him and put Grieve in the game.
Play action to Rod Smart. Airs it out again, and it's complete. Yo Murphy, who joined the Vegas Outlaws just last week and grabbed 2 touchdown passes, another first down for the Outlaws.
And Yo's a very talented player. He's got a lot of speed. Here you see Yo going out, fakes inside, makes his move to the outside. Clement puts the ball right on the letters. Beautiful play.
Jesse, I think they can do that all night long, providing Clement gets time to throw.
Vegas across midfield now. And a Rod Smart, and not a lot there as Patrice Alexander's here to get him. Patrice Alexander is one of the XFL's good guys. This is a guy, folks, that sends money home to his mom in Galveston, Texas after each win. And you know that not only are they the winningest team in the league, but they're the richest team in the league.
That's smart, too, because moms don't spend money usually.
I wonder if he's on an allowance like Delio Burks.
Tampa.
Oh, we had to call a timeout.
Clement saw something he didn't like. Vegas driving the ball effectively to get us going. We're underway in Orlando. Scoreless.
Solo right short, 17 south. Solo right block. Block.
You know, his teammates are still talking in reverential tones about Jeff. It really galvanized this team even more when they saw their leader take a hit like that and come back and play.
About as clean a hit as you're ever going to see. And yeah, he's not only here, but he's smiling and he's ready to go tonight. Another flag as there was movement on the line. Looked like Mark Campbell was jumping for Orlando.
Contact by the defense, number 97.
You know what's interesting about this?
Second down.
Orlando's been called for just 9 penalties this season, and here they get one already. It could be a bad sign for the unbeaten Rage.
9 offensive penalties. They are the least penalized team in the league.
6th play of the drive for Las Vegas. Rod Smart, no love. Patrice Alexander trying to send more money home to mom.
Patrice Alexander brings up 3rd down. Get him your feet for Norman.
There you see Alexander coming in from his linebacker position, and Rod Smart don't like getting hit like that. That was a one-on-one.
They're not
giving up about 50 pounds difference there.
They're not the biggest linebacking core in the world, but they are tough and active.
Clement trying to buy some time, looking to air it out. He ends up throwing it away. Actually has a receiver. Nakia Jenkins in a textbook broken play. Now Vegas can't do anything wrong on this drive, fellas.
And give Ryan Clement all the credit in the world for keeping this play alive. He wasn't throwing that ball away. He saw Nakia all the way.
And the other thing the DBs better learn, don't give up on your receivers. Clement did not run right there. Oh, they're calling it out of bounds. He stepped out earlier as the referees call, so therefore he can't make the catch. Vegas now forced to punt.
Skinny Culver back to receive the kick of Paul McCallum. McCallum averaging just 37 yards a punt this year. That's a dandy as he hangs it near the goal line. Skinny got to run it out. And Culver's wrapped up. Joe Tuipala makes the tackle for Vegas. Orlando pinned deep in their own territory for their first possession of the night. Vegas running back Rod Smart entered play as the XFL's number 3 rusher. Raised in the projects and through education and football, he's turned his life around.
This is it right here. It's Washington Park, the ghetto. You know, by growing up in the projects, all the bad stuff around you, you grow to feel that you don't want that in life. By playing ball in high school, it showed me that I could go off to college somewhere different and get a college degree, play ball, and better my life.
My baby.
If I didn't go off to college, I'd probably be around here selling drugs or maybe in jail or maybe dead. You never know. things I overcame made me who I am today, made me stronger in life too.
Rod Smart is from nearby Lakeland, Florida, playing in front of a lot of friends and family tonight.
He received a large packet of tickets and found out he didn't even have enough, so he went to an ATM machine and bought some more.
How many variations on the "He Hate Me" slogan can we see in a football game? First play from scrimmage for Orlando is a handoff to their leading rusher, Derek Clark. Vegas said he coughed it up, and he did! Vegas takes over inside the 10.
First big break of the game goes to the Outlaws.
Big Antonio Edwards, the criminal justice major from Valdosta State, whose wife is a DA.
The man who made the hit, Joe Tuipala.
Who hit him? Hey, Kurt! Kurt! That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Las Vegas, by the way, has the best turnover ratio in the XFL. They've coughed it up only 4 times and now 15 takeaways.
Well, this is really getting to the point where it's a must-win for Las Vegas. You know, they're tied at the top of their division in the West, but they don't dare lose another game.
Just got hit from the side. Yeah.
Got it. 385 Hawk.
So Vegas takes over inside the red zone. That's Nakia Jenkins in motion. Pitch back to Rod Smart, trying to get around the corner. Nothing doing. He's met on the end by Reggie Doster. The Vegas offense, guys, it should be pointed out, is last in the league in total offense. This group is averaging fewer than 200 yards a game. So a turnover deep in enemy territory, that's just a big gift for this club.
And part of the problem has been the instability at quarterback. Ryan Clement in his first game in several weeks. After the shoulder separation out to Smart, this is just as good as a running play.
Antonio, you recovered the fumble. Are you sending a message to the Rage on this very first series?
No, we left the lights on last week. And tonight, it's lights out defense. Everybody. We just left the lights on and we appreciate it.
Antonio Edwards.
We didn't answer the bell last week. So we got to answer the bell this week.
He's talking about the 15 unanswered points that Vegas yielded to Chicago in the second half last week that cost him $2,500 a man.
Matt, another critical penalty against Orlando. They're the least penalized team, but there's a lot of flags. Penalties and turnovers, they can't afford that tonight if they want to keep an unblemished record.
Brown 324, Hawaii. Brown 324, Hawaii.
Clement trying to pass it on third down. Steps into the seam. Touchdown, Vegas.
Give it to him.
Ben Stell out of the backfield with his second touchdown of the season, and Vegas is the first on the board tonight.
That's me, baby.
Now we'll see how they do on the extra point. They're 4 of 10 this season right now, Las Vegas, 40%.
Here we go.
Jumbo.
He was effective in week number 1. He has been even more so here in his comeback. Ryan Clement showing all the poise that you need at that position.
385 Hawk. 385 Hawk.
Snell and Smart in the backfield with him. The hand is to Rod Smart, trying to dance his way into the end zone, and not so. The conversion no good.
Derek Clark, that one's on you. What are you going to do when you get the ball back?
Hey, that's happened to the best of them. All I got to do is play ball. That's behind me now.
Vegas offense wasn't supposed to be the story tonight, but so far they're on top zip. Out of Orlando's going to stay undefeated and go to 6-0. They're going to have to come from behind to do it tonight.
But you know, Matt, they're used to that. Just about every game they've been in, they've been from behind. I talked to them in the locker room. They said they don't panic.
Just an early 6-0 deficit tonight. Brian Shea returns the kick of Paul McCallum. Up the middle and across the 25-yard line. That's where Orlando takes over on offense. But Jeff Brohm really didn't have a chance to start much in the Orlando Rage's first offensive possession tonight. Going to pass it on his second play from scrimmage, and he's got a man, Diallo Burks. Across midfield, a first down for Orlando.
And the Vegas defense for being so good didn't cover well on that play as Burks goes flying down the sidelines, catches it, beautiful grab.
Diallo Burks had a big week last week, 125 yards, including an 81-yard TD. First and 10 at the 50. Derek Clark still out there at that tailback spot, gets back to the original line of scrimmage before he's met by the veteran Kurt Gavayan.
Let's go, bro.
We talked to Derek Clark yesterday, and I'll tell you, he's one of those guys that's getting really nice and used to that extra $2,500 in the paycheck as his team is 5-0. And he's got a lot of responsibilities. This is a man with 6 kids.
On one, ready? 6 kids. How can he be old enough to have 6 kids?
I don't ask those types of questions, Jesse. He told me he had 6 kids. That's all I wanted to know. Clark's a good one. Orlando's leading rusher. Mario Bailey was the man out of the blast. Look out! Down goes Brohm. Sandwiched by Antonio Edwards.
It's not just the front 7, Matt. It's really the front 4 for the Las Vegas Outlaws. Antonio Edwards, just one of them. The strong suit of the Orlando Rage, their offensive line, and they got beat on that one.
Well, might credit the DBs, too. Good pass coverage. Nobody open for Brohm. He had to eat the football.
Antonio Edwards now with 5 sacks, tying Kelvin Kinney, his teammate, on the other end of that line for the XFL lead. Running out of time on the play clock. They just get it off. Brohm out of the shotgun. Look out. Fumble. This is Kelvin Kinney, and coughs up the football.
Y'all ain't seen nothing like this, baby. Y'all ain't seen nothing like this.
That offensive line has become rather porous here as we're in the midway point of the season.
What's unfortunate for Orlando, number 66, Dan Collins, is their most efficient offensive lineman. He's the guy who broke down last week, allowed Shante Carver to tackle Brohm and make that unbelievable hit.
Yo Murphy grabs the punt. He's across the 30. Misses a couple of tacklers and gets knocked down at the knees, down at the 34. 42-yard punt, 12 on the return. There is the aforementioned offensive lineman.
And nobody felt any worse, maybe not even Jeff Brohm, than Dan Collins after he missed that block last week. It is a lonely, lonely feeling.
And another flag on the play.
What was that we were saying about Orlando being the least penalized team in the league? What's going on tonight? That's Rod Smart down on the play. That's a guy who Vegas just cannot be without, period.
Lay down, lay down, lay down. Lay down. Hit your head? No. What? My knee. Your knee? Your right or your left knee? Right. Right knee. Just lay down flat. Tell me what happened. Did you twist it? Did somebody hit it? It was planted. It was planted and they hit it? Did you hear or feel anything unusual?
But Rod Smart's got a lot of family here, as we mentioned, from Lakeland. You never want to go down, especially on a night like tonight.
There you see Smart. He plants that leg, and right there he gets hit with the leg planted.
Undercut by number 40, Omar Brown, the Rage free safety. You're right, Matt.
Did you get hit with a helmet or something? I think his shoulder hit. It was planted.
Okay. This is the one offensive performer they can ill afford to lose. Chris Jakuma, his backup, number 22. Serviceable, but he's no Rod Smart.
Well, Vegas attends to their tailback. We'll be right back. Well, Vegas still attending to their fallen tailback, Rod Smart, who was able to get off the field under his own power, and we'll check in with that situation shortly.
I'm trying to go back in the next play.
Great action in Memphis tonight, courtesy of Busch Beer. Moments ago, here's how they called it.
Good pitch to Avery. Avery doesn't need much room. Avery at the 10. John Avery Avery at the 5. John Avery, touchdown. Chicago.
25-yard TD run by John Avery. That's a good matchup there as Chicago leads Memphis 7-6.
And that's a good sign, seeing Rod Smart run under his own power.
He's going to be back in, no doubt about it.
They without him for now. 5 minutes left in the first.
Oh, he's got his man right
downfield. Yo, Murphy! What a difference this guy has made in the passing attack of the Las Vegas Outlaws.
And this is the matchup, a gain of 33 yards. They were looking for the Outlaws. Go against Kelly Malvo, number 23 of the Rage, against Yo Murphy.
And what made this play work, Mike, was a great pump fake by Clement. He froze the DBs. Here you see Yo going out. He's going to fake outside on a short pass. Then he's going deep. There was the pump fake. The DBs bit. Wide open. Big first down.
Hand off to Chris Jacuma, Smart's backup, and he's up ahead for a couple of yards up the middle.
All right, here's the word on Rod Smart. Hyperextended his knee just a bit. As you can see, he is up, and he is ready, and he'll be back in the game.
Good news for Vegas. You better believe it.
Penalty flag against Vegas. And they, they're keeping up the form. Las Vegas, the most penalized team in the XFL.
Captain, you want him back 15?
15, big one.
Where's your into the run? Where's your flag? Where's your back here? Yeah, you're good. No. Into the run, go to the spot. Or the previous spot because it occurred behind.
Push him back, way back.
Number 79 of the offense. Penalties 15 yards. Repeat first down.
Pat Kesey's a guy who had the flu this week and missed practice, but that's no excuse to chop block.
Trey Right King, 17 Sally. You guys can handle that, right? Here we go. Trey Right King, 17 Sally on 1.
25 penalty yards on this drive alone against Vegas as Rod Smart is checked back into the ballgame. So first and long now for the Outlaws. Let's go right back to Rod Smart. Why the heck not? Tripped up at the line by Mark Campbell.
I think that's a good call. Rod Smart dinged up, get him the ball right away, test the knee, it looks solid. He looks ready to play the rest of the game.
Just 5'9", 185 pounds. I tell you what, he's really put together well.
He's wide drive on 1.
This is a guy who carries the ball 16 to 20 times a game, and he takes a pounding, but
he's bigger than you, Mike.
Yeah. A lot of guys are. You are. Matt is.
Still second and long for Vegas. Look out for Alexander. He's got to air it out, and it's just overthrown looking for Corey Nelson. Boy, he had James Burgess, the former state high school wrestling champ, up in his face. James Burgess was one of the guys that survived Hurricane Andrew in Homestead, Florida. He's another Floridian playing with the Orlando Rage. His story is really a harrowing one. He had 13 people in a little house, and they were going room to room looking for shelter. He's got Vegas backs running for shelter tonight. Look out, Ryan Clement. Get out of the way. Down goes Ryan Clement. Big Bill Duff.
Clement dropping back, has to scramble. Here comes Duff from the backside and gets him. He's lucky he held on to that football.
Just flat out beat his man.
Punt needs to get to the 30-yard line to be a live ball. Paul McCallum and the Vegas kicking team onto the field. Well live as Skinny Culver's there to receive it his own 12-yard line. Skinny legs and all. Dances back up to the 25. That's where Orlando takes over on offense.
The Orlando Rage script their first 10 plays They've been interrupted so far. It'll be interesting to see what they do in this next series.
Let me interrupt you, Mike. Tune in tomorrow to catch more XFL action at 4 Eastern on TNN. The New York, New Jersey Hitmen face a difficult road test as they travel to the hellhole to take on the Demons and their top-rated San Francisco passing attack. And at 7 Eastern on UPN, it's a battle of two of the best QBs in the XFL. Tommy Maddox in the extreme. Visit Casey Weldon in the Bulls. Michael Black's in the ballgame now. And tailback Michael Black around the end across the 30. Chicago's opened up a 4-point lead on Memphis now after a first-quarter field goal.
Las Vegas talking about leaving the lights on against Chicago. The lights staying on for Chicago tonight. It's given them a big lift.
You know, Chicago was a team you were giving up for dead, and now they're coming back after beating Vegas last week.
Well, you know how that is. Since Adamley's from Chicago, he can't be too much of a homer. You got to hammer that team more, Lang. Michael Black once again trying to get around that same corner. You know, these backs with the Orlando Rage, they have an unusual situation. They rotate themselves.
Running back by committee, Derek Clark, the leading rusher with 26. It's interesting, they average of 132 yards per game on the ground, but no one back has gained 100 yards by himself. They like it that way, except when they get hot. Then they don't like to pull themselves.
And most of these guys have been with Galen Hall for a while now. He has all kinds of confidence in them. They substitute themselves in and out of the ball game.
Michael Black, high back in there now, probably their best receiver, going north and south this time.
3 straight carries by Michael Black as we're in the waning moments of the first quarter.
Here we go, 1-15 alert on one. Ready?
Orlando trying to get it to the 48-yard line for a first down. Again, it's Michael Black. Play action to him this time. Brohm with a little time. Look out for Antonio Edwards. He finds Mario Bailey. Super Mario brother down at the 45.
Too fast. I got you.
Brohm making time for himself, utilizing that good receiving core as Orlando tries a drive. End of the first, 6-0 visitors. Yikes. All right, guys, remember, in what is just nothing more than an unqualified admission of selling out, we will be going live inside the Orlando Rage cheerleaders locker room at halftime. So we got that going for us.
Now, Mike, are you mic'd up? Are you heading in there?
Not me. I drew the short straw. I don't
Did you?
We'll find out who's going in there a little later on. Jeff Brohm and the Orlando Rage trying to get something done offensively. The league's most potent offense, averaging over 300 yards a game. They were shut down in the first quarter.
All right now.
Number 21, Michael Black on the carry. First down for your Orlando.
Well, there's a reason they were shut down. The Las Vegas defense that bends but doesn't break very often. Again, I said at the top of the show, allowing only 7 points a ball game.
Here it comes right here.
The Vegas defense did not allow an offensive touchdown until week 3 of the season. Diallo Burks out of the blast. Brohm looking for him in the corner. He's got Mario Bailey this time. Bailey makes the completion. First down, Orlando.
And if Jeff Brohm was feeling any ill effects from that Shante Carver hit of a week ago, he has not shown it tonight. He has kept his poise, throwing the ball in a frozen rope.
Jeff Brohm 3 of 3 in the air for 50 yards.
Shut up. 0, 14 bounce on one. Ready? 0, yeah. 1. Go.
Inside run. Michael Black.
Hand is to Michael Black. Trying to get inside. Nothing doing as Mike Crawford's there to wrap him up for a loss.
Ball.
That Las Vegas defense, you mentioned it, Jesse, they're so active. Their linebackers are great, too. Gavea, number 54, to Apollo, number 48.
I'm amazed how fast Gavea is for his age. The guy can move out there. Still young legs on number 54.
2 Super Bowl rings. He was drafted in '86. Still out there doing his thing.
Doesn't need the money, playing for the love of it.
He's been something of a mentor for the rest of the linebacking core. Joe Tuipale in particular.
He's got 5 tackles already tonight, and we're barely into the second quarter.
Play action. Brohm airs it out, and that one's incomplete. First incompletion of the night for Brohm. He was looking for Mario Bailey.
Third down. Gun.
Go H1 tray, 60 smash, Z under.
No gun. H1 tray, 60 smash, Z under. On one. Ready?
60 is the protection, smash is the route. The Z receiver runs the under route.
Kevin Swain and Mario Bailey, the 2 guys he's looking at, is complete. He's got Kevin Swain and some running room. Big Kevin Swain down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 26.
Mike Adamle made the call, and they executed it perfectly. There's the under route right there. Brohm puts it on the money. Big gain, and Orlando's threatening at the 10.
Kevin Swain, the Z receiver.
39 angle, all one, ready?
Brohm has lots of big physical targets to go to. Swain, one of them at 6'2", likes to put a body on him. Brohm looking to air it out again in the corner. Incomplete. Diallo Burks was covered by Hurley Tarver, and there was a little contact there. Burks is crying foul.
They're crying foul. The fans don't like it, but there's no flag on the play. A little bit of face guarding there, but he got by with it. Referee didn't make a call.
What we couldn't see is what Hurley was doing to his hands.
Orlando's been very good inside the red zone all year long, as they are here. 12 opportunities in the red zone through 5 weeks, and it's resulted in 2 TDs, 2 field goals rather, and 9 TDs. They've only missed once in a scoring opportunity in there.
That is the formula for winning teams. Red zone offense and success down there.
But again, let's talk defense. The Vegas defense doesn't allow scores in the red zone. They don't let you get into the end zone. They'll take a field goal anytime.
12th play of the drive for Orlando. Play action to Michael Black. Brom's got to move. Here comes Gavea, the old man. And it's
touchdown.
It's caught in heavy traffic. Vince Merrill, the tight end, who was just added to the roster this week. You got to be kidding me with that play.
And Jeff Brohm is the guy who made this play. He was in huge trouble. Kurt Gavea coming on the blitz. Brohm kept it alive. And an unbelievable catch.
Well, we got a record that could be broken here. Opponents have not converted a point after against Las Vegas. There's Brohm going back. The rush is on. He's running for his life. Throws it. Look at this catch. He got it.
Well, he has to have 1 foot in bounds. In that case, knee in bounds.
Vegas takes a timeout to maybe let some of the smoke clear the air after the local pyrotechnics. Let's take another look at the score.
Gavea bearing down on Brohm. Way to stay with it, Jeff.
Hey, that's the guy from Cleveland Muni with the drum. He's now here in Orlando. He's moved south. Why not? It's warmer down here.
He's got everybody's autograph on his helmet.
Action in Chicago where Memphis and the Enforcers are taking on one another, courtesy of Bush Beer. Two good running backs have matched up in that one, Rashawn Salam and John Avery. Moments ago, here's how they called it.
Yeah,
Rook the middle looking to throw. Got the great arm. Complete. Touchdown. Charles Jordan with a touchdown.
Well, Jim Druckenmiller and the Maniacs are going to the air game because Rashawn Salam's been removed due to injury, and Memphis now leads Chicago 12-10. Here's the extra point try. Some negotiation. One official saying he's in, another saying he's not.
And there's a flag. We got a flag laying in the back of the end zone.
Get back. Yeah.
20 men on white.
Okay, go ahead, man. White.
Yeah, he was it. 12 men on defense.
Well,
the point is good.
You know what, Matt? Maybe that's why they've stopped everybody on the extra point. You get that extra guy out there, that's an advantage.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad work if you can get it.
Very uncharacteristic for that man's defense, Jim Kreiner.
We got a ball game in Orlando, 7-6 Rage. Home team is taking the lead. Get in my belly. Look at that cat in the middle, man. He's big. He's big enough to wear 2 letters.
I think he does have 2 letters.
Remember, we'll be taking inside the Orlando Rage cheerleaders locker room at halftime.
There's the lucky guy right there. Bruno.
Bruno's claiming he's not nervous. I think he's got diamonds trickling down his pant leg right now. Chris Chikuma ready to receive the kick. Back there with Yo Murphy. Jay Taylor's kick is up. It's a good one. Yo Murphy will start it from his own end zone.
Oh, he's
across the 20 and he's got a seam.
Kicker to beat.
Just Jay Taylor and he gets past it. Go, Yo! Go! Tripped up at the 30-yard line.
Jimmy Clements, number 54, the game-saving or touchdown-saving tackle there.
You know, why is it, Mike, those kickers can never make tackles?
Some can, but you're right, most of them can't. Although he did force the guy to change direction a little bit.
Yes, he did. He slowed him up just temporarily enough, and an ankle tackle right there saved the touchdown. Look at Yo. I'll tell you, what a pickup for the Outlaws.
He's the big game guy that they thought they needed. A huge acquisition last week. Ryan Clement, the offense, back on the field. Over the middle, he had a couple of men open, incomplete, but a flag on the play. Intended for Mike Furry.
Clement on the ground. He's playing with a dislocated pinky finger in his left hand, his non-throwing hand. Got it out here and staying in the pocket.
Every time he gets hit up top, you think about those shoulder separations he's gone through twice now in his career.
Offense. Receiver number 7 was covered.
But remember the standard XFL rule, if you have a heartbeat, you're playing.
These are 2 quarterbacks, Brohm and Clement, who have been just brutalized this year, and both of them by the same guy. Shante Carver in Memphis, he's got a vendetta. Penalty marches him back 5 yards. Rod Smart, nothing doing. You know, we told you that Patrice Alexander uses extra money to send it home. Clement has an extra money thing going too.
After this is all done, and the reason that I'm so happy about making this kind of money is I want to go to law school, and you know, this is pretty much my vehicle to pay for that. So hopefully down the line, you know, if you ever need a personal injury attorney, I'll be an ambulance chaser.
I got a question for you guys. What would
Just
get him?
we need, Mike, another lawyer.
Well, what would get him booed more, being a visiting quarterback in the XFL or a lawyer?
Yeah, exactly.
Pass is incomplete.
Maybe that's why that rush is coming at him so hard. They saw that promo.
All right, Ryan.
Another update for Memphis. Chicago on top, 17-12.
Drive. Trey Wright, 58 drive.
Trey Wright, 58 drive on one. Hey.
I told you what he did to me over there.
3rd and long for the Outlaws. He's got a good pocket, plenty of time. He finds Rod Smart. Smart trying to put the moves on one man. Kelly Malvo, he loses the football, but grabs it again.
Nice play by Rod Smart. He coughed up the football, but had the presence of mind to hop back on it. There's Rod putting the moves on right there. Coughs it up right there, but there it is. He pulls it back in. Field goal attempt coming up, Matt.
A 41-yard attempt for Paul McCallum. His longest this year has been 47. Kick is up. He's got plenty of leg on it, and it's good. 41-yarder for Paul McCallum, and Vegas goes back on top.
To the middle, and we got that. We got the
midway through the second. Vegas by 2.
Corner was getting underneath a little bit.
Okay, but I think you have him if you lead him away to the back of the end zone.
Okay.
So nice job on the back. Hey, we're one-on-one. We almost.
Hi, I'm Missy, an Orlando Rage cheerleader. I'm a model, actress, and bartender here in Orlando. Even though I may look like the girl next door, I like modeling bathing suits and lingerie. I love the camera, and the camera loves me. And I'm looking forward to bringing you into our locker room where you can see what goes on behind the scenes.
You watch yourself, Missy. Mike, Jesse?
I never lived next to a girl next door like that.
No
Shaking
comment.
your head.
No comment.
Paul McCallum kicks to start things here with 7:37 left in the second quarter. Brian Shea, the Little Emporia State man.
I'm with Tampa Bay Buck Warren Sapp here in the XFL. It's open season on the quarterback. You're kind of league, huh?
Not a bad rule, is it?
You saw what happened to Jeff Brohm last week. What do you think of that hit?
I just think he'd get up.
You said before you probably couldn't hang in this league. Were you kidding around with me or what?
I was just going to bring that rule over to my league with no roughing the quarterback.
Warren Sapp in the house, one of the most popular athletes in this state.
By the way, Matt, we need to clarify something. Mike was brought into the booth to comment on the cheerleader.
Play action, Brohm looking deep. He's only got one man, and he makes the grab. Kevin Swain in double coverage.
I'm not so sure he was going for Swain.
A 38-yard pass play. Looked like Kevin Scott and Corey Blackwell. The Vegas defenders had a better line on that ball.
First down. 0-14, first down. Ready?
2 receptions, 64 yards for Kevin Swain.
And Brian Shea in the game, number 20, to get the ball on this play here.
And as Shea in the hole up the middle.
Great high school and collegiate wrestler, great quickness. You can see how fast he got through the hole there.
You know, when Brian Shea left Division II Emporia State as a senior, he left as the all-time collegiate rushing leader. His last 3 seasons there, he rushed for 1 more yard than Ricky Williams did during his 4-year career. The problem is it came in Division II. Some people didn't even notice.
Go!
Play action. Look out. Look out. He's got Mike Crawford coming. Incomplete. Batted down by Brandon Sanders, and a flag on the play.
And they're going to get Sanders for interference coming over the top a little too early on that, I think.
Oh,
officials are meeting.
I like that. I like it to T. I like it T. Hey. 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 All right, hey. Hey, you the same dude. You the same dude. How much they pay you? How much they pay you? You the same dude.
Be careful, B-Mac. They're going to get you again.
What? How much they paying that dude?
Here's something you can't teach a quarterback. You have it. You're going to feel that pressure all back. Brohm felt it.
He knocked him on the back of the head. What's he complaining? He knocked him out. Brohm in a heavy rush. Steps up. He can run a little bit. Oh, and he pays the price.
I'll tell you what, his kid is tough.
He better be tough, because if you're going to scramble against the Vegas defense, they're going to make you pay.
They don't lay just one helmet on you. They'll lay 2, 3, 4.
We're going first sound. 0-14, first sound. Ready?
They're going to go to Shea again. Calling Brian's number.
Brohm is unafraid to run it himself if he has to. There's Shea up the middle. The little man gets into the touchdown zone. Ryan Shea's third touchdown of the year. Orlando goes back on top.
Well, it was Brian Shea who told me in the locker room they don't panic when they get behind.
Well, Division II, Division III, Division 1A, XFL, this kid can play in just about any league.
Look at the arms on him.
Emporia State represent. Love this guy.
Those are some serious guns, Jesse.
They are.
The extra point attempt. Hang it into the corner, and it's good. 7 points on the touchdown and conversion. Diallo Burks makes the grab.
The big guys have to prove they can't play. The little guys have to prove they can.
This one is living up to its expectations. The Rage trying to stay undefeated. Vegas trying to knock them back down to earth and stay on top in the Western Division.
Little fade pattern to the corner, perfect timing, and you got an extra point.
Oh,
Oh, you got that little Dennis Eckersley fist going.
You talk about a guy who's got to prove it. You seem to be proving it each week to make big plays out there.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, make plays. Offensive line's doing a great job, trying to go 6-0.
That man, Coach Galen Hall, has not cracked a smile at any point along the 5 wins this year, and he said no talk of undefeated season until we get to 9-0.
I know why he's not smiling. He's worried about Yo Murphy and this kickoff coming up.
Murphy almost sprang one on his last return. Jay Taylor catching it to squib on the ground. Joe Tuipala picks it up. The linebacker rambling across to the 42.
Getting to realize one of his fantasies.
But Brandon Sanders is still chapped about a rough series. A penalty call, and then he gets burned on the extra point play.
Mike, I got to ask you, I mean, is it worth it to fear that deep back to give him position out at the 42-yard line, field position like that?
If you don't believe in your special teams, yeah.
Green 85 hard.
Mike Furry, the man in motion, play action to Chris Chikuma. He's got his tight end, Ricky Brady, who gets hammered, incomplete, and no flags on the play.
Low. I got you, Chris. I got you.
Brandon, tough series for you defensively. Called for interference and then beaten on the extra point.
Say what?
Beaten on the extra point and called for interference in the same series.
Oh man, I don't know how much you guys paid that dude to make that call, but you know they got me on the fade. That's cool. They got one, but let me see number 81 come around my way one more time. How much you guys pay that dude? Ask Vince that.
Listen to him talk junk all night. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Mike Furry that time.
And do you sense the complexion of this game change a little bit?
I was just going to say that. Mike, Vegas looks a little rattled out there. They're out of sort a little bit.
It's cool.
It's one thing to talk smack. It's quite another to lose your cool.
Ryan Clement, 6 for 11, 76 yards and a TD. Vegas is 1 for 4 in third down conversions. That one's complete to Chakuma out of the backfield, but stopped well short of a first down as Corey Gilliard upends it.
And Vegas and maybe Brandon Sanders inadvertently allowed this Orlando crowd to get back in this thing.
A 3 and out by Vegas, and Paul McCallum will come out to punt it once again.
And Brandon's going to get his chance quicker than I think he wanted it.
That's on inside blitz.
Yeah, what happened there? What happened? He just threw it short?
Skinny Culver back to field to punt, back to his 5-yard line. Cut down at the 12. Oh, there's our hero, fellas.
He's got that blank stare in his eye. He knows it's getting closer.
That's Bruno, who's heading into the Orlando Rage cheerleaders locker room.
Is he going to keep the helmet and face mask on when he goes in there?
He might have to. We might advise him. They're throwing fists around. They're dancing quick. Oh, yikes. Jeff Brohm and the Orlando Rage taking over at their own 13-yard line. Up by 5.
Check. Go! Set!
Darren Clark in the backfield with him now. Up the middle. And still on his feet across the 20. That's why Orlando loves Derek Clark. Clark's run takes us to the 2-minute warning. The tide has turned. Orlando on top. Inside of 2 minutes here in the first half in Orlando. The Rage on top of the Las Vegas Outlaws, 14-9. That's Michael Black once again for the second straight call. He's across the 30. Check that, Derek Clark for the second straight call.
Just when that Las Vegas defense gets set for a Brian Shea, they bring in a different running back, a different style of running back, Derek Clark. Bigger, powerful, more punishing.
First down, 0-14, first down, ready?
Clark's number again.
They're going to get the ball in the air, though. There's only a minute and a half to go. You can't run at this point.
It is Derek Clark. Nothing this time. You can run at me once, maybe twice, but 3 times, and the Vegas front seven's going to get you.
Now use a timeout. You got all 3 of them if you want to score.
Head to head. Yeah, do that then. Here we go. Watch the ball.
Adriano Belli is one of those big hogs up on that front defensive line. He was a #1 draft choice by the BC Lions. He's from Canada, but he wanted to play in the States, wanted to play in the XFL.
Go! Side hits!
Third and short. Clark again. Did he get the first down? Didn't look like he got there, and there's a flag on the play.
Holding against them.
You know, obviously Orlando content with running the clock out here.
87 offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat third down.
Jesse, what was that? What was that again about the offensive penalties? They've shot themselves in the foot.
They have. They've been penalized more this game.
Timeout. I don't see anybody that recognized. Guy 35 called it.
Now, Galen Hall makes a pretty good point because he's speaking of Vegas, of course, called a timeout and the refs didn't recognize it.
Like the referee says, we've got to acknowledge it. If they didn't acknowledge it, it's not a timeout. You can call it all you want.
A break for Vegas.
And they've got a run play on here with Shea.
Go!
Oh, they're getting another penalty.
This is unbelievable. Only 9 offensive penalties all year. No false starts since game 1. That was the very first one.
Yikes.
I know. Offense. Penalties 5 yards. Down remains 3.
Galen's going to give him a tongue lesson at halftime.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, all the momentum that had changed in favor of Orlando has died.
35-second clock. There's going to be about 3 or 4 seconds left.
You just got to get it off somehow.
Now 3rd and long for the Rage. It's Brian Shea back in the ballgame. They are indeed to run, and content rather, to run the clock down.
Get out the way!
But those penalties cost him a lot of good field position and may leave a little bit of room for Vegas to at least kick a field goal.
And let's remember this is Vegas's last time out, so they can't stop it again. They used 2 up real early in this half.
Throw the ball. We want to be like scared of it.
Next Saturday on NBC at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Casey Weldon and the Birmingham Bolts make a trip to the desert as they face the rough and tumble defense of the Las Vegas Outlaws. That's the XFL on NBC next Saturday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
I'll tell you, Jeff Brohm was not happy with that play calling, Jesse. That conservative play calling. He thinks he can throw against this team all night long. He wanted to try to put some points on the board before halftime.
120 yards in the air for Brohm in the first half. If Jay Taylor comes out to punt it away, Murphy, they're going to give him another chance. Nothing doing. 48-yard punt
and no return.
That's right. Zip on the return.
Well, the Outlaws do get the ball back, however, with 24 ticks left on the first half clock. What do you do here, Mr. Adamley? They're going to take the knee. They're going to try to put some points on the board.
25, Nike switch on 1.
Red.
They're going to try to put some points on the board. I would.
Set. Green 85 hawk. Green 85 hawk.
Nike switch must mean put your running shoes on.
Nike is the pass protection. Switch is the pass route.
Secondary receiver makes the catch.
25.
Mike.
Clement trying to hurry things up.
I think the problem was the clock stopped.
Should not have been stopped. Reset the clock to 7 seconds. 7 seconds.
Hey, Nike. Oh,
Let it run out.
Huh? Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Let it run out.
Huh?
Coach, let it run out.
I'm taking a knee. Monday. I'm taking a knee.
And now Vegas will shut it down.
I'm taking a knee.
He's trying to tell him he's giving it up.
Hey, ref. I'm taking a knee, all right?
He's
taking a knee.
He's even telling the defense he's taking a knee.
Here we go. On one.
Set. Purple 85 hawk.
Now, Mike, would he dare not do that at that point? Would he dare drop back and throw the bomb after telling him that?
Only in his home stadium.
Jeff, obviously, post-concussion syndrome is not a problem with you tonight. You're all over the field having a great first half.
No, I feel good. And with this defense right here, we've got to make plays, whether it's throwing the ball, running the ball, or me scrambling. So I got to do what I got to do.
It looked like in that last series you wanted to go down the field and throw the ball a little.
We did, but, we got to do what's called, and we'll go with the flow.
Ryan, you were banged and bruised. Physically, how are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. We got some things going on out there. We just got to be confident and start giving the things they give us.
What about the momentum shift? It seemed like you had it early, and they took it back in the second quarter.
Well, they're at home. They got a great crowd. We got to make some big plays, get some turnovers, throw some deep balls, and get the momentum headed our direction.
Orlando on top 14-9 as we prepare for the second half kick. Been good offense tonight. I hate him, he hate me, she hate we. Insert your own.
Give it to him, yeah! Boom!
Good job, baby.
Way to go.
Good job.
That's it, baby. Good job.
Well, it's been everything that we've talked about so far, guys. A very good offensive unit in the Orlando Rage. They're up against a strong defensive bunch of Las Vegas, and so far the scales tipped slightly in favor of the home team as we check the Miller Genuine Draft first half statistics. Passing yardage, rushing yardage, the total offense, something we expected in favor of the Rage.
One of the things that's hurting Las Vegas, their best cover cornerback, and maybe the best cover cornerback in the league, Corey Blackwell, number 24, has not played tonight. We had not heard of any injury to Corey, but he's undressed and on the sidelines, but they need him desperately.
Vegas also needs offense. They did not register a single first down in the second quarter. First half, as every half has been in the XFL so far, full of big hits. This is our 6th installment as to why players wear helmets. Well, the perhaps road-weary Las Vegas Outlaws ready to kick it away to start the second half. Vegas has been on the road for a while. They did not return home to the desert after their game last week in Chicago as Brian Shea fields the kick at the goal line. Cut down at the 21-yard line. A 22-yard gain. Jason Kaiser making the tackle for Las Vegas.
Telling defensive series for the Outlaws.
Under G coming forward.
0-17 on one. Ready?
Jeff Brohm 6 for 8, 120 yards through the first half.
Go!
Counter play here to Derek Clark.
Clark along the left side, a gain of a couple as he's brought down by a couple of linebackers, Tuipuala and Gavea.
Clark playing much better now. Of course, he had the early fumble that led to the Vegas touchdown in the first quarter, but he's running with a lot of desire right now. Making up for it.
Okay. Hey, Galen, that safety is coming down hard. 27 is coming down hard.
All right. Yeah, back here.
Go!
Vegas brings a couple more people up front. Brohm back to throw it over the middle, incomplete, looking for Mario Bailey.
3rd and 7.
Back up, guys. Pass
160 hooks.
Oh, right here. 160 hooks on one. Ready? Check back.
Yeah. Everybody's going to run the hook pattern to get just enough for the first down.
They need to get into the 32 for a first. All four receivers. Joe Tuipuala got a clean hit on Brohm. A loss of 7 on Joe Tuipuala's 5th sack of the year.
There we go.
There are coaches all over the XFL talking about how Joe Tuipuala might be playing the best single-man defense in the league at this midway point of the season. Here's Mike Furry to receive the punt at his 30-yard line. Got to run forward, gets a good block, and gets it up to the 36. A flag on the play. We had a holding call on the return. Fans here in Orlando holding on to him.
But still a good series, opening series for the Vegas defense, 3 and out. They needed that. Now let's see if their offense can start rolling, Mike.
That man will be the key, Ryan Clement.
Green 85 hawk. Green 85 hawk.
8 for 13, 83 yards in the air in the first half. Dumps it out to Rod Smart. A gain of a couple, Corey Gilliard on the tackle.
And he's fortunate he caught that ball because that was passed behind him. That would have been a lateral.
if you're going to throw that pass, you got to get more than just a yard.
4 catches for Rod Smart out of the backfield for 20 yards.
2nd and 9 doesn't get it.
385 Jet! 385 Jet!
Handoff to Smart. You know, there's really nothing tricky about the Vegas offense. If it's firing on all cylinders, get the ball to Rod Smart as much as possible.
Roll out. Use ground to get out. X conquered.
Conquered.
Here we go. Solo right. 22 hot conquered. Hot conquered.
Vegas has converted only 1 of 5 on 3rd down.
385 hawk.
No. Clement over the middle, almost picked off. Patrice Alexander almost had a football to send home to his mother.
You know, Matt, we talked early on how great the Vegas defense was, but let's give credit to the Orlando defense. They're playing a heck of a game tonight.
The Orlando defense really doesn't feel like it gets the respect that it deserves. They allow over 300 yards per game, but they pride themselves on being a team that doesn't give up the big play. 5-0 record would certainly back that up. So Paul McCallum on to kick it for Vegas. Skinny Culver's there to grab it at the 34. Nothing on the return. Orlando on offense and on top by 5. Well, so far so good for the Orlando Rage en route to staying undefeated and taking their record to 6-0. They'll take over on offense at the 34-yard line. Michael Black in the backfield now dropped for a loss. Kurt Gavea there, as was Antonio Edwards. Kurt Gavea had been hobbled by a groin injury the past week or so, showing no effects.
We got a drop on that? So both of us going, right?
Gone to a nickel package. That's one of the reasons why Gavea left the ball game. 5 defensive backs now.
First down, Orlando. Pick him. He had Diallo Burks. He had Mario Bailey, but Diallo's a little taller.
Jeff Brohm has wanted to do this all night long. Forget the run. I can get these guys all night long. 3-step drop, pump fake, wide open. Man, it's easy when it's like that. Tarver can't handle him. Cannot handle him.
Mike, how do you get 2 receivers within a yard of each other and no defensive backs there to defend? Definite lapse on the Vegas defensive backs on that play.
And to Michael Black. Kurt Gavea back in there makes the tackle for Vegas.
And again, if we can find out why Corey Blackwell, Vegas number 24, is on the sideline. He's playing special teams. We've seen him gone in, but again, he might be one of the best cover cornerbacks in the league this season, and he's not in the ball game.
May just be a situation where Hurley Tarver, who's been burned a couple of times, doesn't give up as much height as Corey Blackwell doesn't. Perhaps they're just trying to rotate those DBs into the ballgame. There's a little flip to Black. And another loss on the ground. Tackled by Mike Crawford.
Always will be.
Excellent play by Crawford. Penetrated from the outside and made the stick.
We're going to win this one. We're going to win it.
There's Crawford fending off the block and a nice ankle tackle.
Looks like doing a little calf rope in there.
Like that. He's a local guy, popular guy back in Vegas. He's a 4-year letterman from Nevada, Reno.
Okay, 1 tray. All right.
Go! Side hut!
Brohm dumps it off to Michael Black. He picks up a block and has a first down for Orlando.
They are keeping this Vegas defense off balance, throwing screens, running on first down with Michael Black.
That
17.
Here we go.
Hey, check it. 0 trips, 16.
0 trips, 16. All one, ready?
3 wide receivers away from the tight end. They'll run the counter play to the left side. Michael Black gets the ball.
Go!
Jab step, back, counter.
Black's men head on. Nothing on the ground once again as he's swarm tackled. Joe Tuipala in on that one.
Tuipala has been smacking some folks tonight.
Entered play as Las Vegas is leading tackler with 25.
0-14 alert on one. Ready?
San Diego State product having an outstanding season. Play action to Black. Look out for the blitz. He gets it away, but it's incomplete. Looking for Mario Bailey. Bailey had Brandon Sanders licking his chops there from that safety spot.
Well, they're coming with a hard pass rush, so they ought to do, Mike, those screen passes again. That's the way to get the defensive lineman off your back.
Over G, Mike 3, second in, cover 0. Ready?
All right, what we doing? Going up the field?
You know, Jesse, you made a good point earlier tonight talking about how the defensive backfield of Vegas has made their front four so much better, but they've been vulnerable tonight. Brohm has passed all over them.
Right?
We go 0, 9, 70 corners. What's the H then?
Okay. 9.
What was that? Was that a shush up because they didn't want us to hear? Come on. Say it.
Whoops. 0 trips, 70 smash on one. Ready?
Orlando knocking on the door. They're just outside the red zone.
Okay.
70 refers to maximum protection. They expect Las Vegas to blitz. They'll look for that middle receiver in a trips formation to be the open man.
Let's get out of the way of Antonio Edwards.
So much for max pressure, huh, Jesse?
I'll tell you what, it didn't matter how many people they kept back to block on that one. Edwards shot through there. What a play.
Come on, baby. Yeah!
Nice little stunt going there.
Yeah, baby! Double.
You think he's a little jacked? Second sack of the night.
And they're going to try a 50-yarder here, man.
This would be the longest for Jay Taylor, who, as you can see, leads the XFL in accuracy. His longest so far, 47. Kick is up, and it is wide right. So Taylor's second miss of the year changes the momentum once again. Vegas will take over in very good field position. We told you Chicago went up 17-12 over Memphis. Here's how it happened.
And Chicago responds with a touchdown. Raphael Cooper. Fumble! Get it! Chicago recovers the fumble.
Wild goings on between the enforcers and maniacs. Pass is complete out to Yo Murphy.
How many times has that happened to the Maniacs this season? Fumbling on the goal line. Kurt Gavea picked one up against Rashawn Salam and the Maniacs and went 100 yards.
2 Memphis backs are out of that ball game. And we'll stay on top of the proceedings there for you all night long.
On 2.
Rod Smart right now with only 14 yards rushing. They got to get more than that out of him.
385.
With a 3-step drop, looking for a target, takes a big hit as he airs it out. Yo, Murphy flag on the play. Kelly Malvo was all over.
That cat can't go on me. That's all day. Regular.
Like the man said, that's all day long. He goes into the huddle. He said they got that little bitty 5'9" quarterback. He can't cover me.
Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
But Mike, wouldn't it be better if he said all night?
All night, all day, it don't matter.
There's the push right there, and another one, and not only once, twice.
He bought it off the line of scrimmage.
And against a receiver like him, you got to get some kind of press. You got to go up and hit him.
For Vegas, it's their first down since the first quarter.
Look how much cushion he's got on.
All day in a year for Yo Murphy again. Look out! James Robertson gets it and wreaks a little havoc. Ball goes out of bounds.
He got really body slammed there.
You got to be careful of that shoulder, something you always think about when Clement goes down.
You know what, they're not...
Mike makes a great point. They're playing soft. He should be audibling and throwing quick hitch patterns out there fast.
That's officially scored as a sack. Drops Vegas back to the 26.
Green 85 hot.
Look out for the blitz. Everybody on. James Burgess, and he gets rid of it to Ross Smart. Across the 20.
And I am really impressed with Ryan Clement. Here's a guy, the knock on this guy couldn't take punishment. Happy feet, but he has stayed in the pocket all night long in the face of that James Burgess blitz.
Make some noise and get behind your range defense.
Now this is a huge third down here for Las Vegas. It converted only 1 of 6. No time, and Clement can't get rid of it. Dropped again by Cedric Clark and built up. Well, the line collapsed in front of Ryan Clement a couple of times in the series. And inside the red zone, they're going to have to settle with the field goal attempt. Paul McCallum will attempt this one from 42 yards out. Kick is up, and McCallum is good once again. McCallum 2 for 2, and we got ourselves a ball game. You're watching the XFL on NBC. 2:44 left in the third quarter at the Citrus Bowl. The Orlando Rage up by just 2 points, trying to stay undefeated at the midway point of the XFL's inaugural season. Brian Shea takes the ball. McCallum kick across the 20. The little man Brian Shea streaking towards midfield, and he's knocked out by the kicker at the 45.
We are with New York Yankees starting pitcher Roger Clemens, surrounded by his entire relief staff here. Roger, you having a good time tonight?
We're having a great time.
Now I noticed you got the whole gang here.
The boys are here at spring break, and they had this on the calendar for a long time, so that's why we're here in Orlando.
How's spring training going so far?
Spring training's going great. We're having a great spring, and everybody's trying to get it ready.
What do you think of this atmosphere?
This is loud.
The XFL, man.
Rocket taking a night off from spring training down in Fort Lauderdale. Or Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. You know, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, whatever.
Penalty flag.
Brohm down the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Diallo Perks, and no flag on the play.
Yeah, but we got one on the sideline, Matt. We got one right as the play started.
Second down.
Ryan, one captain.
They got a procedure flag.
Another offensive penalty.
What do we want? What do we want? Hey, what do we want? We gonna push them back? Take them back? Take them back.
Back right. Illegal formation offense, only 6 players on the line of scrimmage. Penalties 5 yards. Previous spot, repeat first down.
6 players on the line of scrimmage on that one for Orlando. Earlier, Vegas tried to stack 12 defensive players in the game.
That didn't work either.
So you gotta make sure
that's some alert refereeing out there, you know, to be able to look at something like that.
Okay. What else? Go!
Pushes him back to the 49. Diallo Berth last.
Yeah, baby! Push it back to the 45, Matt.
Yeah, baby! I think that's the first time Brian Shea's lost yardage all year.
That front four starting to dominate now. Carl Simpson, number 72. These guys, like Orlando's running backs, they rotate as well. They are speed.
Yeah, that front four starting to get to Jeff Brohm. 2 hurries, 4 knockdowns, 3 sacks.
Go! He's up!
They load up, and here they come again. Brom's got to get out of the way of Mike Crawford, and he throws it out of bounds. Oh, look out. One of the chain gang guys went down.
Good defense there, buddy.
Come on, buddy. This is the XFL.
Pick it up.
Gotta play hurt.
All right, just fine. Pretty good.
Why under?
10 seconds.
They're running out of time on the time clock, and Brom's got to spend a timeout. Orlando with just 1 left, and we're not into the 4th quarter yet.
You got anything you like?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I don't like that. I don't like those. Like round over here and around over here. We'll have to look here.
Just if you have a round over there, forget it. Like I told you, forget it and come back and throw this one. Okay? All right, don't look one side and the other. Look one side and take it. Your check down. Okay. On speed, the guy outside of you? Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Why under? Flush. You got flush? What are you in? Flush? Flush. Okay. Why under? Okay.
Flush, 4 wide receivers. Y under, the tight end Y is number 85, Lawrence Hart. He'll run the under pattern. Let's listen.
0. Check swing. Rip.
3rd and long for Orlando.
Go! Sad
It converted 4 of 8 on 3rd down, but none of them this long, and Brom's running for his life. Thrown away, trying to get it to Tony Gator, incomplete, and that'll bring the punting unit onto the field.
And I would say, gentlemen, momentum has switched to Vegas right now. Their defense is playing excellent like they were supposed to, and their offense starting to move the football.
Las Vegas's blitz packages have really disrupted Jeff Brohm and his Orlando offense.
Taylor's kick takes a bounce. That's a live football. Gotta get on it.
That's through the end zone, though. Oh, did they escape a bullet there?
They'll bring it out to the 20, and a huge bullet dodged indeed.
Jeff, the momentum has changed. Defense is running you all over the field. Can you feel it out there? Are you feeling this pressure?
Yeah, we're not doing too well right now, so 4th quarter, and we got to pick it up.
It looks as though you want to open it up a little more. Is that the case?
Well, we're just not executing, so hopefully we can get on the same page.
Green 85 honk! Green 85 honk!
Vegas takes over at the 20-yard line. Play action to Rod Smart. Clement dumps it off to Smart. And a first down for Las Vegas. Very nasty hit by Ben Huff.
Yes, but that's exactly what they want to do right there. Get Smart isolated on a linebacker because he's going to win it every time.
Time expires on the 3rd quarter.
Give it to him, yeah! Go, go!
This is the XFL on NBC.
Hi, I'm Dana Grimsby, a cheerleader for the Orlando Rage. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I work as a personal trainer while I pursue a degree in nutrition. I'm a model for Hawaiian Tropic, and I'm currently on the cover of Muscle and Fitness Hers. But on Saturday night, I let it all go on the sidelines of the XFL.
There she is, Mike.
Just not enough hours in her day to do all those things, huh?
And she does look fit.
Yes, she does. Make that Al Pacino noise. Wow. 15 minutes left between the Orlando Rage and retaining their undefeated record. They lead by 2 as we start the fourth quarter. Rod Smart still on his feet. He's got a corner down the sideline. Big game, first down Vegas. And a flag on the play, perhaps the late hit.
Or a face mask.
Get your mask, man.
It took Rod a while to get going, but he busted for 32 yards on that play.
There is no penalty on the play. First down, Las Vegas.
That's one thing about Rod Smart. You can hold him in, hold him on. He's such a tough runner, bouncing it to the outside.
A 32-yard gain for Rod Smart. That is Las Vegas' longest run from scrimmage this season. Clement to throw it on first down. Up the middle, he's got his tight end, Ricky Brady. Another first down for the Outlaws.
Double left. 5 reach.
Gain of 17 on the play.
Here we go. Double left. 5 reach on 1. Ready.
46 yards now for Rod Smart. Most of them on that last big run from scrimmage.
And we got a big momentum switch now. It's all in Vegas.
Smart again, looking for a hole on the line. Gets around one tackler and turns it into a big gainer. He hate me! He hate me!
Oh, they marked him out at about the 3.
Boy, he dusted past Corey Gilliard, who came in on the blitz, and then he was off to the races.
What he is, Matt, is probably the best cutback runner in the league. Great balance, vision to feel the pressure from the inside.
Let's see if he went out of bounds here. Oh, yeah, he did. Good call. Excellent call by the official. Right foot stepped out of bounds. First and goal.
From the 4, here come the Outlaws. Nothing this time. Bill Duff hate him. Well, the defense now with their backs to the wall, Jesse. That undefeated record is hanging in the balance.
But the positive thing, we still got 13 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. A lot of football left to be played. And they're not in there yet, Matt.
Ryan Clement leading an impressive drive.
There was a loss of a yard on that last play. Ben Snell's now checked in the fullback. Here's Rod Smart up the middle. Down at the goal line.
Oh, they're not giving that to him.
Get back. I got the ball, man.
Ben Huff was there on the stop for Orlando. They've got guys on the right side, Huff and Duff, in an alignment that'll tie our Scotch-Irish tongues in knots.
Hey, what's it Duff or Huff?
Here we go. Rick King, 96 slant on 1. 96 slant.
Rod Smart's at 100 all-purpose yards now, 62 on the ground. From the goal line.
Comes again.
Big loss! James Burgess got into the backfield like he should have been wearing an Outlaws helmet.
That play took far too long to develop on that play. So nobody blocks Burgess. He steps right through the hole and just sticks him back at the 5.
Huge defensive stop for Orlando, and now Vegas brings the kicking unit out to the field. This will be a 22-yarder for Paul McCallum. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Make it 3 for 3.
And the lead.
And Vegas goes on top. A good one in Orlando, as the Rage will have to come from behind to stay undefeated. Could have been worse had it not been for Mr. Burgess.
Rod Smart chewed up a lot of yardage leading to that field goal, but you gave away about 40 tickets tonight playing in front of your family. Where is your family?
I don't know where my family at. Y'all stand up, baby. Where y'all at? There goes some up there. What the rest of y'all think? There? Come on, baby. Represent. Represent Dale, baby.
Represent. They don't hate him.
A lot of
got everybody who raises
some family members he didn't know.
Yeah, right. 100-yard gain. A lot of people want to know a guy after that. Well, the Paul McCallum field goal, his third of the night, lifts Vegas to an advantage. There's a squib kick. They knock it down. It's still being kicked. Follow it around and see what it eats. And finally, it was Corey Gilliard, Omar Brown, rather, that knocks it down and carries it out of bounds. An update from Memphis. Chicago on top by 2 now in the fourth quarter.
We could have just gone right over the top.
That is a must-win for Chicago if they're going to stay alive.
Well, guys, Brohm had a great first half, 6 out of 8, 120 yards and a TD here in the second half, 2 out of 6 for 49.
Been a completely different story since the halftime whistle for Jeff Brohm. Orlando starting to the 21. Look out, he's got trouble in traffic. Brahm's unafraid to run it, and he turns it into a short gain before being dragged down by Kurt Gavea.
Zero, 960 choice.
0, 960 choice on one. Ready?
6-man protection. The wide receivers have their choice of what route they want to run. Brohm will read the coverage. Here comes the blitz.
Here comes the blitz. Guys coming in from the corner. It's complete. Kevin Swain. And a first down for Orlando.
And a nice read by Swain. He read the blitz coming. He went out, planted. Brohm got him the ball for the first down.
Getting right down to crunch time now for Jeff Brohm. This is a huge drive for Orlando.
0 trips, 14. First out. Ready?
They've got Brian Shea checked in now. Inside of 10 minutes.
And he'll get the ball here.
The hand is to Shea up the middle for 3 yards. Kelvin Kenny was there to trip him up initially, also stopped by Joe Tuipala. The last of the undefeated. The Rage trying to go to 6-0. They don't know what it's like not to get the extra $2,500 in their paychecks.
0, 960, 212, wide Mac on one. Ready? Protect. Liz. Go. Sandhuts.
Pass out to Mario Bailey, who's met head on by Brandon Sanders. Brandon Sanders, one of those DBs who loves to hit.
One more. Just a little bit.
I love contact. I think when you get real good here, you feel those tingles down your shoulders and all the way down your little spine and stuff like that, please believe. But there's nothing like that feeling of lightheadedness that you get. It's almost like you're floating.
3rd and short. Orlando's converted 4 of 9 on 3rd down.
Boy, it happened once again to Dan Collins.
Ty Parton.
The Orlando Rage left tackle.
And there's a flag down there too, Matt.
Another flag on the play. We'll see what the result of this negotiation is.
Yeah, what number?
Holding against the Outlaws.
Holding. Number 20 defense. Penalties 5 yards, previous spot. Automatic first down.
What a brutal penalty that was. They have to give up the sack, get a 5-yard penalty plus a first down. Wow.
Boy, a huge miscue by Chris Bain, a guy who sat out last week with a concussion. He's guilty of the infraction and a big gift for Orlando.
Yeah.
We were starting to talk about Ty Parton, the guy you see right there who made that would-be sack. He's a heck of a story. This is a guy who tore his ACL on opening day with the Chiefs last NFL season. He had his Achilles tendon fixed with a part of a cadaver. In his knee, rather, they put an Achilles tendon from a cadaver to strengthen up the ACL.
That's a dead guy, right?
That's a dead guy to you and me. I mean, this is like 6 mil, like a Frankenstein guy right here.
0-24 wide under corners on one. Ready? You got the basic
play action pass here. Watch the tight end, Lawrence Hart, number 85.
They need to get it to the 48-yard line for a first down. Play action to Derek Brohm.
To the Hart.
There he is. There's Hart, the tight end. The classical pianist. Oh, yikes. Hit helmet high by Kevin Scott. A first down, a gain of 14 for Orlando.
And how big might that penalty could be?
Brohm going to the tight end all the way.
Kevin Scott's given up some size on that hit. He was the guy that rung the tight end spell.
Just 180, giving away 80 pounds.
Go!
This is the 6th play of the drive for Orlando. Derek Clark, the ball carrier, up to the 40-yard line.
They're saying there's a fumble. Let's see what call we got down there.
Vegas claiming the ball popped out. It's Ty Parton, the guy with the cadaver tendon in his knee, who's doing most of the talking.
Second down.
Am I making you sick by telling you that story? You're giving me a look like that's just completely disgusting.
No, I'm laughing over it. I'm looking to see if he's got those little knobs in his neck.
I'm getting flashbacks from my days as an orderly.
Hey, buddy.
Go! Sad
Brohm back to pass. Heavy rush once again. Got a man in the corner, but it's overthrown. He wanted Diallo Burks.
And Vegas was blitzing all the way, and they caused Brohm to release that ball way sooner than he wanted to.
Vegas has dropped Brohm 4 times tonight.
I'm going to punt him back.
That's right.
Hey, let's go. What do you want?
Not only have they dropped him, Matt, but they've hurried him how many times?
H1 tray, 60 double drive, H corner on one. Ready?
Oh, they burned their last time out.
Boy, they were running out of time on the play clock, and with plenty of football left, they've got to use their final time.
Okay, good call. What do you got now? Double drive for you.
Orlando on their 8th play of the drive, looking to go back on top.
Okay? You got your double drives. I'm thinking about maybe going twice.
With just about 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, Las Vegas on top by a point here in Orlando, and courtesy of Busch Beer moments ago in Memphis.
Brooks Miller throwing the ball inside.
Nice catch.
Touchdown! Mark Thomas, the tight end, the first touchdown scored in the second half this year by the Memphis Maniacs.
Jim Druckenmiller having a big game, 21 of 31. He started the season as a backup, and Memphis leads Chicago by 5.
Zen 0 snug, 60 burst on one. Ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, alert, alert.
A big third down play here for the Rage.
Reverse K2.
Go! Sad Hunt!
Brohm with a bunch of targets. He finds Diallo Burks, a first down and more. Burks still on his feet. Run out of bounds at the 18.
Great catch by Burks. Ball thrown behind him.
A 21-yard gamer.
Trade, 15 on one. Ready?
Diallo Burks with 80 yards in the air. Jeff Brom's favorite target, having a great night tonight.
And Chris Bain missed the tackle on that play, and that's why it was successful.
Also one of the few times that Vegas didn't blitz.
That's right, Mike. You know, they've been bringing 5 or 6 guys. In fact, Tuapala's been coming on almost every play. That play they didn't, and it bit them.
Hand off to Derek Clark up the middle, good for a couple of yards. Spots the ball at the 16-yard line.
Orlando scored twice now inside the red zone when they've been there.
Orlando came up with a big defensive stop in the red zone earlier. Vegas trying to do the same. Nothing on the handoff to Clark. Kurt Gavea making the stop. The old man having a great night.
He's in double digits on tackles tonight.
And no matter what Orlando throws at that guy, he has seen it before.
They lose. They lose. Hey. Just stay down.
Player down is the left guard, Jason Gamble.
Water.
Now,
one of their better run blockers.
Jason's not trying to get him a free timeout here, is he, Matt? Because they're out of timeouts.
Well, inside of 2 minutes, that ploy wouldn't work. Jay Taylor's a guy on whose shoulders this thing might rest when we get down to nitty-gritty, and we're approaching that with 5:20 left in the game.
He did miss one earlier in the game, but he may get a shot for what we call the money shot.
His defense, it was a 50-yarder.
That was the longest attempt of the year by Taylor, who led the XFL in field goal percentage at the start of play tonight.
939 angle.
Rip. Go.
Here they come. They're bringing everybody this time.
The 11's got it. Drive, hang him high. Yes. Touchdown Orlando. Kevin Swain. A 16-yard touchdown pass. Orlando goes back on top.
They know how to come from behind here in Orlando.
The Las Vegas Outlaws live by the blitz, and they die by the blitz. That time they brought everybody. And Hurley Tarver, no match for Kevin Swain.
This is a huge extra point try to put him up by 6. Brohm looking for a target. It's good. Derek Clark makes the grab. The point after good. And yes, Orlando goes up by 6 points. They came from behind last week to beat Memphis. In fact, 2 of their 5 wins have been come from behind type. None more exciting than tonight's should the Rage hold on.
You want to throw the ball, they give you the opportunity, pays big dividends.
Well, we got guys on this team that fight the whole game. And we've been losing almost every game we've been in, but we've been able to come back, and that's what it's all about. And these guys are great.
Mike, though, they got a decision to make here in Orlando. Do they kick it deep to Yo Murphy? Oh, Yo's not back there, though. What happened to Yo Murphy?
Great job.
I might have said, yo, get me out of here.
It's Brandon Sanders back there with Chris Bain. Also Chris Chakuma and Mike Furry. They've got that second wave of receiving backs in just in case some tomfoolery is on Galen Hall's mind here. And Taylor kicks it away. It is Chris Chakuma. Up midfield. Taken down at the 31. This is proof to the pudding of what Jeff Brohm was talking about. In every game they've been in, they've come up with big fourth quarters to seal the deal, outscoring opponents 37-19 in the final 15 minutes.
Clement, 13-19 for 124 yards, so he's had a pretty good evening.
Green 85 Hawk! Green 85 Hawk!
A big drive here for Las Vegas. They started by handing off to Rod Smart, who gets smoked and dropped for a loss. Sean Banks, the XFL's player of the week on the defensive side in week 1, comes up with a big stop for Orlando.
I'm talking about, Bert. Down center. Pick it up.
No gain on the play. Clement to throw it down. Smart out of the backfield. They've been trying that one all night. A gain of 7, maybe 8. James Burgess makes the tackle. Third down here for Vegas.
And let's remember, Vegas has all 3 of their timeouts.
Here comes Burgess. Big block by Rod Smart, but the throw is in the dirt, incomplete. Clement wanted to get it to Mike Furry.
What do you do now on 4th down, Mike?
He's going to talk about that very thing.
We want to pin him deep and play field position, play defense.
For what?
Well, they got 3 full minutes. We can stop them defensively and get the football back. That's the question.
We have 2 timeouts now.
I don't know, Jim. That's your call. It's 4th down and what? 5?
4. 4th and 4.
4th and 4. We can
3 minutes to go.
Yep. With 2 timeouts.
2 and 2.
Yep.
Well, we can run that hot tornado again. Get him inside. Throw the first down.
Come on, quads go. All right. Nevada. Go Nevada. Where is our defensive coaches?
Here we go. What do you guys want to do?
We're going for it. We're going for it, Coach.
Okay. You want to go quad and go Nevada?
Go Nevada. Give me something. Nevada.
Okay, give me quad.
Quad. Too late.
Yeah, we may get press here. That's the thing I don't want. Okay? If they do it, we got to check Sally.
Roman. They come out in cover 2. Look to go Puma.
Okay.
The guys are saying Roman.
Okay. Here we go. Give me quad. Give me quad. 325 Nevada.
325 Nevada.
Ryan Clement, I think, just talked his coach into going for it.
Deuce right, 325 Nevada on 1.
Well, here we go. You heard the negotiation on the sidelines. They decided to go for it on 4th and 4.
Biggest play of the game right here.
385 Hawk! 385 Hawk!
Quick pass to Earl Murphy. No long! Orlando holds Corey Gilliard and Reggie Doster there to shut the door on the Outlaws.
You know, you could always second guess, Mike, but the other thing you didn't hear talked about, they also had the 2-minute warning.
Fuck me. Fuck.
Now those pictures speak it all. One coach en route to staying undefeated. Still 2.5 minutes of football left. Brohm and the Outlaws, Brohm and the Rage rather, take over in good field position. Hand to Brian Shea, stopped by Jason Kaiser, a gain of 3.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Corey Gillard, one of the 2 outstanding safeties for the Rage.
There's also a good one going on in Memphis, where the Maniacs lead Chicago 22-17, and we're going to bring you bonus coverage of that ball game at the conclusion of ours here in Orlando.
It was softer over there than it was over here. Okay, gave us a 5-man box.
Orlando's getting ready to count that bonus paycheck again, Matt, if they can run the clock out here. 6-0, the only unbeaten team in the XFL.
If you ever want to go that zero trade, let me keep it like the other day.
This is something we talked about at the top of the telecast, Mike, the fact that somebody always steps up with the big play, the big game. Tonight it's been Jeff Brohm.
Yeah, but also that defense. That took the defense right there, what we didn't talk about out of Orlando.
Counter. Jeff!
Hold on to the ball, no penalty, snap. I don't care if he knocks you back. 0-17 on one. Ready?
Yeah, exactly. 17, the counter tray here. Brian Shea will get the football as they try to eat clock.
It is Brian Shea. It is a clock eater as we get to the 2-minute warning. Orlando is 2 minutes away from remaining undefeated. We'll be back to the Citrus Bowl in a moment. You're watching the XFL on NBC. 2 minutes left here in Orlando, and you talk about guys that have had big games. We talked about Jeff Brohm. Jesse, you talked about the defensive side of the ball. Nobody's been bigger than James Burgess.
What a play this was, stopping Rod Smart on a 3rd down and a yard, less than a yard to go for the touchdown. Forced him into the field goal. What a big play. And it's been Orlando's defense that has really shined tonight.
They're 2 minutes away from staying undefeated and cashing another $100,000 team check.
Should New York lose tomorrow and Chicago lose tonight, 6-0 clinches them a playoff spot.
And they're into the 4th quarter in the Memphis-Chicago game. Again, we'll be bringing you bonus coverage of that one when we're done here tonight. Vegas takes a timeout.
That's their last.
Hey, let me tell you something. This game ain't over. We're dancing about 6-0. Vegas going to have a chance to get the ball back here quite possibly and do something on offense.
Now, let's go back a little bit. You know, Jim Kreiner let his offense talk him into going for that 4th down. Had they punted the football and their defense held like they did right here, this would be a much different football game.
You bet. That's a great point.
Talk to Ricky, the Yankee switch, okay?
Ricky's in for quad. He's right there.
Mike, was that you that said it ain't over till it's over?
No.
No?
You were having pizza with Yogi Berra when that happened, weren't you? Wasn't that you?
And my mouth was full, so I couldn't have said it. It had to have been Yogi.
Looks like they're going to punt.
Well, here's a spot where Jake Taylor can wedge it between the 4 and the goal line. It's a live ball, hangs up a good high one. A flag on the play. They didn't give him enough room to make the catch. Jason Kaiser was there to grab the punt.
They're not going to worry about that penalty, though.
He had to do that one. That's too far. 45 yards too far. 5 yards. Number 58 is kicking team. Penalty 5 yards from the end of the kick. First down.
4.5 minutes left in Memphis. Chicago needs to come back and win that one if they're going to stay alive, give themselves a chance to get into the playoffs. We will have bonus coverage from Memphis when we're done here tonight in Orlando.
Can Ryan Clement move them 90 yards in a minute 43?
Green 85 hawk. Green 85
This drive is the ball game. Clement backed up near the goal line. He loses the football.
Touchdown.
Orlando recovers. Cedric Clark. Orlando's defense sends a message. Respect us on this side of the football. And that's the best dance we've seen all season.
Another bonus check. NBC, another bonus check.
Swain is the player in motion for the point after try. Brian Shea is stopped short. So the point after no good. Well, here's how it happened. Ryan Clement backed up near the goal line and had the ball knocked away.
There's Clement dropping back. It's hit. The ball comes loose.
Andre Purvis and James Roberson applied the pressure, and Cedric Clark picked it up and stepped across the goal line.
Galen Hall knew what he was doing, content to let his defense win this thing. He wasn't worried about that pooch kick by Jay Taylor.
Come on, Ced, smile, buddy. 2,500. Large.
They don't want it, baby. They don't want it. And I done changed his name. His name ain't He Hate Me. He hurt me. He hurt me, baby. Can't knock off 5-0.
Boy, I'll tell you, if there's a guy who's a lightning rod, it's Rod Smart. The whole He Hate Me thing, people are aware of him. They key on him when Vegas comes to town.
But he had a pretty good ball game tonight. He put up pretty good.
$15,000 in bonuses for the Orlando Rage players this year. And you know what the great thing is, Matt and Jesse, is they split this up. The team agreed unanimously to give the 7 practice players who don't get any of this bonus money a cut of that pay.
And team dynamic working well here in Orlando, taking care of themselves. Mike Furley takes the kick. Can't get away from Corey Gilliard.
Oh, what a difference a couple of big plays make.
It is. I mean, you got to give our team a lot of credit for battling back. And like I said, we fought all year. I mean, we've been losing in almost every one of our games, and we found a way to win. Offensively, defensively, total team effort.
All the talk was about the Vegas defense, but your defense stepped up tonight, huh?
Oh, they did. Our defense, you know, statistically, they don't get a lot of credit, but they come ready to play, and they get it done when they have to.
You getting used to this big check?
Here we go.
It's nice.
Quad deuce right, 25 Puma on 1.
Okay.
How about Jeff Brohm? This is a guy that was more concussed than Lennox Lewis and Troy Aikman combined last week. And he has his best passing game of the year tonight, leading Orlando. Ryan Clement's pass is complete out to the 30-yard line to Yo Murphy.
You know what? Galen Hall had toyed with the idea of sitting
basic.
Jeff out this week and going with his backup quarterback, Brian Kuklik, who played so well last week.
That one knocked away. Well, this one looks well in hand for Orlando en route to win number 6 to stay undefeated. A good one in Chicago between the Maniacs and Enforcers. Take it, guys.
Kickoff coverage. Let's go.
Certainly want to welcome all the fans that are watching Las Vegas and Orlando. I'm Jim Ross, alongside the legendary Dick Butkus. We are in Memphis, Tennessee.
We win the game. Get the ball out, and we win the game. Get the ball. 1, 2, 3, go.
Memphis is trailing by 1. Chicago just scored on a LaShawn Johnson run, as you will see here.
Right here. Look at it. Spinning and turning and came in there. What's he doing? Oh, I didn't see that.
That's not a Dick Butkus move there.
No.
LaShawn Johnson scoring the touchdown. Chicago looking to win their first game on the road this season, leading by 1. Chicago still has an opportunity. An outside chance, but an opportunity to still compete in the playoffs.
Don't snake bite Chicago with the things. I mean, they are. If they win this, they're in the playoffs, okay? Let me take the heat.
All right, that's a number 51, folks. Whatever he says, I'm for.
All right.
Kevin Cobb and Damon Dotson back deep to receive. Andy Croston's kickoff. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Memphis will get the ball back, trailing by 1. Kick taken at the 6-yard line. Memphis has had 2 turnovers tonight in the end zone. And this team, Memphis, has yet to win at home. Here was a costly turnover in the red zone, Dick.
Yeah, well, Cooper fumbled there on a run, and then Drunkenmiller here
I don't know. I guess he thought he was going to just loft it in there, but it was intercepted, and that could have well cost them the game here.
Druckenmiller, 22 of 33 passes tonight, 370 yards. Big Jim Druckenmiller has lost both his starting running backs tonight. Druckenmiller in a shotgun, looking to throw. The big man's going to run, and Druckenmiller up to the 30-yard line, tackled by Larry Fitzpatrick.
66. Deep base right, 66.
Fitzpatrick
66.
chasing Druckenmiller down from behind. Memphis ball, second down, 4. Druckenmiller, the quick out, finds Bo Morgan, number 32. Morgan with a 5'9" running back. Started this game as a backup wide receiver. Remember, fans, he played wishbone quarterback at Air Force. Is little number 32.
Well, here we go with the Chicago, prevent defense. So Druckenmiller's just going to pepper it down, but
Mike's 50.
Minute 30 to go in this football game. Memphis ball, 1st and 10. Memphis down by 1. Druckenmiller back to throw, looking deep.
Too deep.
And pass intended for Darrell Hobbs.
Get in the hunt. Get over.
Jason Bray on the coverage.
Here we go.
Slide here. And don't be afraid to take your check down. All right, off and left.
XFL's leading rusher, Rashawn Salam, with a shoulder injury in the first half. His backup, Raphael Cooper, tore his knee up. He's out for the season. That's why number 32, Bo Morgan, has moved over from backup wide receiver to running back.
Sit. Blue 60.
Memphis with 1 timeout remaining.
Here they come.
Druckenmiller's got some room. Up to the 40-yard line is Druckenmiller. Jamie Baisley on the tackle. But the clock is running.
Ooh, somebody's out.
Clock stops with an injury. A Chicago enforcer down on the field. Can't get the number. That's Chicago. I think it's 96.
Well, if it's 96, it's Sterling Palmer, who just came to Chicago.
So Memphis
can't really read if it's a shoulder or what.
Big third down play, Dick Butkus. 3rd down and 4 for Memphis, trailing by 1. 1:10 to go in the ball game.
Losing the Salam and everything else, I think Chicago's well aware.
Folks, our fans will be rejoining the Orlando-Las Vegas game, taking back down to Florida.
Yeah, I think it's just a shoulder.
What does Stinger look like?
Yeah,
it's shoulder injury, and Palmer off the field, but a huge 3rd down here for the Memphis.
Well, that'll do it. That's the end of the bonus coverage from Memphis, Chicago, and that's it for us here in Orlando. It's been a big night of football as the Orlando Rage improved to 6-0.
James Burgess, talk about a guy who made some fantastic plays on the defensive side of the ball tonight. That goal line stand was incredible.
Hey, we're a defense that, we're going to make a little mistake. We'll bend, but we're not going to break.
6-0. Did you ever think you'd be at this point?
Hey, I love it. I'm playing with a bunch of great good guys, a lot of character on this team, and that's what it's all about.
Next week, you got L.A., another tough one.
Oh, yes. We'll be ready. We're in L.A.
The Orlando Rage, the talk of the XFL. A resounding 27-15 win over the Outlaws. Final score again, 27-15 for the Rage. Still to come tonight on NBC, Saturday Night Live with big XFL fan Conan O'Brien and musical guest Don Henley. The end of the innocence nowhere in sight for the Orlando Rage as they improve to 6-0. Thanks for watching.
Great job, Pat.